Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Sifu's art vlog. Anyways, I am doing this challenge where every month, me and my friends, we do this art challenge where we have a word and then we use that word and we do an illustration, right? So one of the word that we picked this month was loss. So I thought about it for a very long time actually, how I can portray with this piece like loss. How can you put it, like into art, like lost? Like every time I think about the word lost, like in life in general, even with me in general, like I think about like there are times where you feel like everything that you do it's just not good enough, right? You always want things to be better for yourself, but then there are times in life where you think about it like you're lost, you don't know what to do, or you feel like whatever you have it's not good enough, like you always want more, right? And then so I thought about this piece. I wanted to do something which is kind of more of a self-reflective, where someone is literally still trying to find themselves, even though they haven't figured out what they're missing, right? So this piece that I wanted to do was kind of portray of a woman where she is beautiful, but at the same time the things that she has in her life isn't necessary like all that she wanted, right? Like she still feel like something inside of her is lost, like she has everything, but she's still on a journey where she's continually trying to find herself. She feels that because of her looks, she gets a lot of things that are going in her way, but at the same time, like she feels like she's very alone, like a lone wolf, right? So I wanted to do a piece where she is thinking of herself, right? And in a way where she can actually feel like she is part of something rather than just being lost, and is a discovery of a freedom. Like I feel like when you're lost, you're still trying to figure out what you really wanted, but at the same time you're looking for that freedom to not be lost anymore. And I think that's what I was trying to portray. So I wanted to do an art where I can portray a sense of loss and a sense of hope, where you can look at a piece where you can see that, okay, she's thinking about something, and something metaphorically is transforming that idea, kind of like I would say, like whenever I think of loss, I think about loneliness, right? When you're like lost, you don't feel very fulfilling, right? You have this space to yourself where you constantly keep thinking about something, trying to figure out something. It's kind of a meditation kind of state. And when you do that, you kind of go into this kind of zone, like you feel like you're the only one who is trying to figure out this problem by yourself. But in general, like all of us are facing the same problem, but we just have different approach, right? So I want to metaphorically ideally draw like maybe a wolf, right? Because wolf, sometimes they are very lonely, but sometimes they're not lonely, right? They are like a group of they go in gangs, right? But when you're not part of the gang, usually a lone wolf, they tend to be very isolated. They're trying to still search, or in a search to find a group or a home, right? Or a place. So that's what I'm trying to portray with this kind of art, whereas like metaphorically she is beautiful, but at the same time like she's still searching for something that is fulfilling to her. but at the same time, there needs to be a freedom, right? So like instead of drawing like a bird or something, like I think a butterfly, right? Like very beautiful, very fragile, and it has its freedom. So I think that's something I wanted to portray in this art. I wanted to add some color, some value, light and dark. Like there's in the loneliness, I feel that is part of being lost is there's a positive and negative, right? So portraying this black and white in some color adds some value to the illustration. So I think hold on real quick. So the point of this, I wanted to portray there is a beauty between there's light and dark, but at the in the dark where you're at this loneliness or feeling lost, you feel hopeless, right? So there's this dark energy that you feel like there's negativity in it. But it's also by the end of the tunnel of it, I feel like there's light to it. So adding the light into the darkness, right, it has a positive, right, a negative and a positive effect into it. And then the colors would kind of represent like how at the end of every journey, I think it's gonna be wonderful and it's gonna be beautiful. And that's what I really wanted to portray, this whole overall piece. And all of that piece that comes together metaphorically will be just one masterpiece, right? Like if everything comes together, it becomes a unified piece. And that's what I wanted to do, like draw an image where basically three of something that combines together and it forms one single object or one single meaning that represents something that is more meaningful. And I hope that you guys enjoy it. Okay, well, have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys later into the next art vlog.